Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I saw that The Last Jedi was trending on Twitter. I thought now I might as well just talk about some of the flaws I have with it. I know I'm beating a dead horse. I know this movie's been talked about to death. I know people like it. I know people hate it. I personally walked out of the theater feeling extremely disappointed. It didn't sit well with me. The movie as a whole. And before The Last Jedi defenders come in and start attacking me for being racist or misogynistic or what other words people have been described as who don't like this movie, first and foremost, I own the movie. And I want to get the stuff that I liked out of the way first. I love porgs. I think the acting across the board is well done in this movie. I think there are some gorgeous shots. I think the music is done really well. Cinematography is top notch. This is one of the best looking Star Wars movies. It sounds great. From a production standpoint, it works well. It's good. And if I got the chance to meet Rian Johnson and have a discussion with him and get to ask him about stuff, I would love to meet him. I would love to talk to him. People who made this movie, they're still people. They still worked hard on it. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that they're all pieces of shit or anything, okay? I just don't like it. However, I don't think the people who made the movie or who defend the movie do a good job of trying to keep everything civil. When people first started coming out and not liking this film, a lot of people were instantly called out for they were saying,
if you don't like this film, then you must hate strong female leads. You hate how they ruin characters because you were expecting something in your head and it didn't happen. You're racist because there's a black person in the movie.
There's all kinds of stuff that people were called for not liking this film. My problems lie within the story itself, mostly. One of the biggest problems I have when I think about this film is the character of Luke Skywalker and the way that the character is treated. Luke Skywalker is the reason I personally was excited to watch the new sequel trilogy. I wanted to see the old characters. I wanted to see them reunite, and I was most excited to see Luke Skywalker. And Disney knew this. They didn't put Luke in The Force Awakens till the very end as a cliffhanger because they knew how excited people were going to be to see this character again. And Rian Johnson just kind of shit all over that. Say what you want about the film subverting expectations or taking risks or doing something unexpected and not to the norm of Star Wars, but this film shits on Luke Skywalker. I understand. He doesn't have to be this golden person who does nothing wrong. However, there's so many things wrong with him instantly that he's unlikable in this. First of all, he tries to kill Ben Solo, and he's the reason Ben became Kylo Ren. Luke senses that there's darkness inside of Ben, and instead of talking to him, or confronting him, or mentoring him, seeing as he was his master, he instead goes, you know what, I'm just gonna kill him. This isn't Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker went out of his way to try to save the second most evil man in the galaxy because he felt that there was still good left in him. Leia sensed that there was still good left in Kylo. So Luke obviously would have sensed that there was still good left in Kylo, and he wouldn't have just instantly tried to kill him. When the Jedi Council, when they sensed that there was darkness in Anakin's future, and they sensed that it was clouded with the dark side, Obi-Wan didn't just try to kill him in his sleep and go, alright, crisis averted, guys, drinks are on me. I thought Snoke had gotten to Kylo Ren first, like they said that he did in The Force Awakens. But instead it's just because Luke tried to kill him. Everything from Luke throwing away the lightsaber that was his father's, that was his first lightsaber that he felt a connection to. He doesn't even want to train Rey. He doesn't want to go back and try to save the galaxy. He's just like, leave me alone. I don't care. I don't want to be here. Leave me alone. And that is really what makes me the most upset. And I would have forgiven the film of all of its problems if Luke had actually shown up in that final battle, had actually kicked some ass, had actually had a really cool and awesome scene. But instead, they throw it away. And he has this stupid force projection thing. I guess could potentially make sense, but like, why weren't other Jedi doing that before if it was a thing? You don't even see him wield his green lightsaber, except for the time he tries to kill Kylo. The film doesn't do a good job of explaining how the First Order is in control of the entire galaxy. So in The Force Awakens, I was under the assumption the First Order was the ashes of the Empire. They were trying to rise back up, and they had built Starkiller Base, and that was where the majority of their military might was at Starkiller Base. At the end of The Force Awakens, they blow up Starkiller Base. Their base is gone. Mind you, yeah, they destroyed some of the planets key to the Republic, but mind you, the Republic, if you remember the Senate and the prequels, had like hundreds if not thousands of systems in it, so 5 planets being gone, while still a loss, isn't going to cripple the Republic to the extent that it apparently did. And then this film takes place like seconds after The Force Awakens. Whereas the First Order, I had assumed, was just sort of like this terrorist organization almost running around trying to gain control and power. Immediately in this film, they're in control of the entire galaxy. I don't understand how that worked. And the sequel trilogy never did a good job of really explaining what the state of the galaxy was in. And I understand it's not The Last Jedi's fault entirely, but it doesn't do a good job of building off of where The Force Awakens left us off. It just jumps right into a new situation, and we're supposed to just believe that that's the way it always was. Rey she is a Mary Sue in this film. In The Force Awakens, I defended her. I'm under the assumption that you can you can be in tune a little bit with the Force. You can use it to enhance your abilities. And the reason I defended her beating Kylo at the end of The Force Awakens was because Kylo was already shot by the bowcaster that was shown early in the film to blow people away and instantly kill them, and Kylo is already crippled by that. And then Kylo was also injured a little bit during his scuffle with Finn. Plus, he's emotionally torn apart because he just killed his dad, having already known a little bit how to fight. Mind you, it is a different weapon, but she still knows a little bit of fighting skills, and enhancing her ability with the Force to end up just winning. I can potentially see that happening. I could defend that. She gets no training from Luke. She doesn't get any training. She gets taught how to feel the Force, but that's it. I understand the Force can help you see things or help you fight better or whatever it is. First of all, Rey is used to a bow staff, so her skills with the lightsaber in this being comparable to Kylo Ren and also Snoke's Royal Guards is ridiculous. Her ability with the Force is astronomical. She can lift 1,000 rocks, a feat that we've never seen before. Let's say The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi takes place in about a 2-week time span. So there's absolutely no way that she's gotten so in touch with the Force that she can automatically just do anything that she wants with it. It's ridiculous. She's ridiculously overpowered. The excuse that the defenders of this film try to say is, well, Luke knew how to do things. Well, kind of. Luke felt the Force, and that helped him shoot the torpedo into the Death Star reactor shaft. Luke knew how to fly ships because he'd already flown ships before on Tatooine. And Luke does nothing grand with the Force until the second film anyway. And even then, he's not lifting a million boulders like it's nothing. Snoke is a wasted character in this. We don't know who he is. We don't know where he came from. We don't know how he got into power of the First Order. We don't know how he convinced Kylo Ren to turn evil. We don't know anything about him. Barely in any of the films. He's stronger than Kylo Ren and Rey, so strong that he creates this connection between the two of them where they can see each other from galaxies apart, but he can't sense the lightsaber turning right next to him that Kylo is turning. I'm kind of glad Kylo killed him. There was nothing to him. He was a little bit built up. He was a little bit of a mystery in The Force Awakens, but Rian Johnson did nothing with this character. We know nothing about him. I only watch the films. I don't really read the comics. I don't read the books, and I shouldn't have to understand who a character is. The Emperor doesn't get a lot of backstory either in the first film. You understand, he is the Emperor of the galaxy. He helped turn Anakin evil, and then he dies. His service to the plot is over. And then in the prequels, his lore is expanded upon. We know nothing about Snoke. Absolutely nothing. The Hold On maneuver is terrible. It's terrible. The defenders of The Last Jedi say, well, this is a tactic that's so risky, no one's ever done this before. Are you shitting me? So you're telling me when the Death Star was seconds away from firing on the rebels and killing them, destroying the planet, that they weren't thinking, you know what? Maybe let's try this. I was always under the assumption that when you went into hyperspace, you were jumping from the regular realm almost into another realm of reality, going extremely fast and then jumping back out of it. If one ship can do this much damage, it can destroy a ship 3 times as big as it, and also several ships in the fleet behind it, then think about what they could have done before. Now, there's a Death Star coming, and they go, all right, pick up 2 of our cruisers and send them into hyperspace. Right around this area, it'll cripple the Death Star, and then from there, we'll send our fighters up, we'll just take it out, it won't be a big problem because it's crippled at this point. Its weapons will be down, it's defenseless, we can just take it over, it won't be a problem. Or it'll just destroy the Death Star. Problem solved. And then Canto Bight, it sucks. I even know people who like this film, who admit that Canto Bight sucks. It does nothing for the plot. It leads to nothing. I mean, I guess it leads to Captain Phasma dying, but she was another wasted character in this trilogy. And Rose is an okay character. She's pretty useless, but so is Finn. You know, everybody gives Rose a lot of shit, but I think Finn's kind of useless too, to be honest. Canto Bight, I'm not gonna say a lot. Canto Bight, that whole sequence, I just think it's not good. So those are my biggest flaws with the film. I'm gonna get into some of the nitpicks I have with it now. No, bombs falling through space doesn't make any sense. Poe is a dick in this movie for no reason. I'm not going to get too far into it. He doesn't have a lot to do in this film besides ask questions, and Holdo just keeps saying no to him for whatever reason. Rey hitting Luke Skywalker upside of the head with a stick and then calling her lightsaber to try to like strike him down. That kind of pissed me off. Rey should have been killed by the guards. I understand Kylo could have probably taken on them, potentially, but there are several sequences that even the filmmakers knew where Rey potentially could have died. So they have to edit out weapons so that it looks like Rey's not in danger. Lasers do not arc in space. Leia flying through space just looks stupid. I understand she could have learned how to use some of her Force abilities and the gap that we didn't see these characters, but her just flying through space like Mary Poppins, it just looks weird. I don't like it. And then as soon as they open the doors anyway to let her in, they all should have been sucked out. Then they'd all be dead anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. How is Yoda able to pull lightning from the sky? Finn, when he's about to sacrifice himself, I don't know how Rose catches up to him to take him out. Like, he's going full speed at this thing, and Rose had already turned around, and then she somehow was able to go up the side fast enough and then go like this fast enough, faster than Finn, in order to take him out. I think the cinematography in this is good. I think there are things in this that are good. I don't like the film, and that's just my personal opinion. You can dislike and like any film you want. I really like The Rise of Skywalker, and I know hundreds of people online who absolutely hate this film. The film has flaws, and you can admit that films have flaws. I love so many things that I can admit have flaws. I just posted a video about Wizards of Waverly Place. I love that show, but I spent like 10 minutes talking about some of the flaws I had with it. Doesn't mean I don't like it. It just means I understand that the thing has flaws that I like, and I hope you do like it. If you like Last Jedi, good for you. I'm glad you enjoy this film. If you don't like it, I understand why you don't like it. I don't like it either. I'm thinking about doing this video for a while anyway, so I figured I might as well do it now because it was trending today on Twitter. I feel like this film subverts expectations just because it can. Just because this is what Rian Johnson wanted to do in a Star Wars film. I like the theme of failure being the greatest teacher. I like that theme. I just think that so many things in this film are so poorly executed, and that Rian was trying to create his own vision of something that he wanted, instead of trying to build upon the first film in the trilogy, expand upon it so that second film can make a bridge from the first to the third. And that's why Rise of Skywalker feels so rushed, is because it's trying to fill the gap between Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker, trying to ignore a lot of the things from Last Jedi, make up for that, and then be its own film. It's a lot for a film to do, so I understand why The Rise of Skywalker feels extremely rushed. And I actually like Rise of Skywalker a lot. And I know that film has flaws too. I'm not going to say that film was perfect. Last Jedi is the one that sucks a lot. Like what you like. At the end of the day, like what you like. These are some of the flaws I have with the film. Hope you guys are having a good day and staying safe and staying healthy. Don't forget to check out some other videos here. I don't know, I guess I've prepped you or something. Go watch a Star Wars film. Find one that you enjoy and just go and watch it and enjoy yourself. Have a good day. And I will see you guys later. Bye.